Welcome to our series on how do we write equation from the graph. We are now looking into rational functions with wide variety of equations and formats. So, in the playlist, you'll find many such examples. Just to give you an idea, one set will be devoted on writing equations in the form shown, the others will be of the other form. Then we'll also look into the reciprocal type of quadratic equations. So they all form the set of rational functions. Let's begin with the very first form, which is f of x equals to a plus b over x minus c. We need to write the equation of the given graph, and a point is given here, point P. With the help of point P, you can verify that your equation is correct. I'm going to share with you a strategy, and then within few seconds, less than a minute, we'll get the equation of these graphs. We are pioneers in making such videos. If you watch our playlist, maximum number of videos for high school students mathematics will be here on our channel. Explore and learn. Now, when you have an equation of the form f of x equals to a plus b over x minus c, in that case, the horizontal asymptote will be y equals to a. It really means that when x approaches the value which is negative or positive infinity, let me write positive infinity for now. In that case, the value of y approaches a. The reason is very clear that if I divide b by infinitely large value, right, what do you get? The second term will be 0, so function will approach a. In the graph, it is shown with the horizontal line, and that is the line which is y equals to a, and it is the horizontal asymptote for this rational function graph. Also understand that the vertical asymptote will be when the denominator is 0, and that is when x equals to c. So this orange dotted line represents x equals to c, which is a vertical asymptote. So clearly from any graph, you can see the value. So if this is 1, for example, and this is 2, for example, you know the value of A is 1, right? And for C is 2, correct? Now it is a question of finding what is the value of B. So to find the value of B, what you can do is you can substitute the value for x, correct? And for that particular value of x, which is 3, you should get the y value, which is also 3. Then you get the value of b. You understand this strategy, correct? So that is how we are going to solve all these questions. We'll have a couple of graphs for you to practice. I hope you have understood this strategy. Also, welcome to my series and the channel. In the channel, you have thousands of videos. We have playlists, well organized videos. You can watch them and master these strategies. Some of you who want to learn directly can send an email on globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. Our students are worldwide and they are getting admission to the best universities. Let's now begin with the very first graph which I had with you. So, when you look at a graph, what you need to do is identify what is the horizontal asymptote. So, in this case, you can see that horizontal asymptote is y equals to 1. And clearly, that gives you a value of a as equal to 1. And now you identify the vertical asymptote. Vertical asymptote, as you can see, is x equals to 2. See, x equals to 2 is a vertical line, and that means the value of c is equal to 2. To find the value of b, let us write this function f of x with the values which already got 1 plus b over c is 2, so x minus 2. So if I see the point P, then the coordinate points are that for the value of x which is 3, the y value is also 3. So we are looking for 3 as the y value. So 1 plus 2 will give us 3, correct? 1 plus 2 will give us 3. So let's find out what is the value at x equals to 3, right? At x equals to 3, we know we should get 3, correct? Which should be equal to 1 plus b over 3 minus 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3 and 3 minus 1 is basically equal to 1. And so we can easily get that 2 is equal to, taking 1 on this side, is equals to b over 1, or we know that b is 1, b is 2, right? So that gives us b as 2. So now since we know that b is 2, we can rewrite the function, and the function therefore f of x is now equal to 1 plus 2 over x minus 2. You get the idea. So that is how you get the equation of the given graph. Perfect. I hope the strategy is absolutely clear. Now let's take up another example only for your practice. I'd like you to pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. That will help, right? So once again, we look into the horizontal asymptote, which is for us at minus 1 this time, right? So y equals to minus 1 means a is equal to minus 1. Okay? The vertical asymptote which you are seeing here is now at 3, right? So which is at x equals to 3 means c is equal to 3. Identify the point given to you, point P. The coordinate values are the x value seems to be 4, right? And the y value is minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. That means in the function f of x, if I substitute 4 for x, correct? We know a is minus 1 plus b over c is 3, so x minus 3, correct? Now we are looking for minus 3, right? We are looking for minus 3. And I want to write x as 4 because x is 4. You get the idea. So the denominator is 1, which is minus 1, right? Plus b, correct? So therefore, we know b is equal to what? And this is output f of 4 is minus 3, right? So b is equals to minus 3 plus 1, which is minus 2. So we get the function f of x as equal to minus 1 plus minus 2 over x minus 3. Makes sense. Now it is a good practice to rewrite with minus plus as negative. Perfect. And therefore, now I'm going to write down this answer as the function f of x equals to minus 1 minus 2 over x minus 3. Makes sense. So you see, because of this negative, the function has been reflected on the x-axis. Perfect. A behavior changes a bit. Perfect. So I hope it makes sense. Here is the third graph for you. Take it as a test question. Perfect. And then I hope you'll master the strategy. After this, we'll move on to the second variety of equation. Right. So here once again, what is the horizontal asymptote? Well, the horizontal asymptote is y equals to minus 2. Y equals to minus 2 means a is minus 2. Perfect. The vertical asymptote is x equals to minus 1. Means that c is equal to minus 1. Correct. And from here we can write f of x equals to minus 2 plus b over x plus 1. Makes sense. Because c is minus 1. So minus of minus 1 will give us plus 1. Now, let's look at the point P, right? Point P, is the y-intercept at x equals to 0. We get y as 1. So substituting 0 for x, we get f of x as 1, right? So shortcut plus b over x equals to 0 plus 1. Correct. Bringing 2 to this side, we get 1 plus 2 equals to b over 1 or b, which means b is 3. And since b is equal to 3, let me write here first. Then we could rewrite a function f of x as equal to minus 2 plus 3 over x plus 1. Makes sense. So see, we have done three graphs with this kind of an equation, a plus b over x minus c, where really a is the horizontal asymptote, right? And c is the vertical asymptote. You can find the value of b by using a point on the graph. You can select any good point from the graph. Perfect. Now, in the second set, we are going to rearrange the equation in the form ax plus b over cx plus d and take questions based on this. I hope you're enjoying and learning with my videos. Feel free to send requests. I can share with you the related videos absolutely free. In case you want to learn, it's a different story. It may cost you a bit, but it helps you to gain knowledge in a very limited time. Thank you and all the best.